What's good, Wagering World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada, and here with my co-host, my guy, the only Sacramento Kings fan that I know. What's good, Spreadster? How are you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, but let's just go straight into yesterday's news. We thought that once the NBA playoffs start, we wouldn't be dealing with any of this janky injury news, right? That we could handicap the game with the people playing. Jimmy Butler's out. Bogdanovich is out. I mean, unbelievable here. The Heat still get it done, but they weren't able to even cover the adjusted line, which surprised me. And you watch the game,
They
and it
should
felt like
have.
they were going to cover the whole time. Credit to Atlanta for hanging tough and not giving up, right? But boy,
No
that was
credit to
tough.
Atlanta. Just like I was telling you, they were ready for their last trip to Miami. No credit to them. Dude, they knew what the line was, bro. Did you see the last possession? Like, come on, man. If they didn't know the line, then Nate McMillan is exactly what we think he is. And that's a terrible X and O coach because they had 36, about 20, 24, 25. It was probably right inside the 24-second clock. I think 23 seconds point some, 23 point some seconds left after Miami pushed it to 3 points. Do you know they didn't get off a shot? They played with the ball for the whole time, passing it around. Miami switching on. They can't even get a shot off. It ended up getting tipped out of bounds by Miami. They get back the ball with 4 seconds left and still don't get a shot off. Like Gallinari's trying a 2-pointer and stuff. I'm like, man, what are these guys doing? I'm just for sure because a lot of my people hit me and were like, hey, what do you think about this line? You know, we didn't take it this morning with you guys, but we saw the 4.5. I'm like, they're still good enough to do that. As you saw, they led most of the second half by double digits. And then at the end, right there, it got real janky, man. Hunter hit 2 big shots. You know, shout out to him for playing a really good game, and he's living up more to his potential, like I thought he would with that performance last night. But man, that last possession, come on, you got to get up a shot within the first 8 to 10 seconds to give yourself a chance at a rebound, to give yourself a chance at a second shot. And I'm like, what are these guys doing? It's 23 seconds. All they got to do is miss, and we get a foul, and we're good. We might even catch the 6.5, you know?
Yeah, I
Dog, they
mean,
didn't even
it
get
was
up a
rough.
shot. They didn't even
Yeah,
get up a shot, man. It was pathetic.
big changes coming in Atlanta this offseason. But let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, man. That Minnesota Timberwolves team, man, they're more talented. Let's just be honest. They got more talent. And I don't even know if I want to put it. I've liked Chris Finch during the regular season, but what is going on with this team blowing all these leads? John Morant had an excellent performance as well. I'll give him credit. But the story of the game was their Timberwolves, their inability to hold on to a lead. Karl Anthony Towns is shushing the crowd with 9 minutes to go. Like, bro, you ain't learned your lesson. You ain't
Right.
learned your lesson to maybe wait. I don't even know what to make of this Timberwolves team.
Like some of
They're
my
going to be,
clients that when we're winning a game and it looks like it's already good, they start texting early, you
yeah,
know,
don't
with the
ever do
jinx,
that.
and next thing you know, you lost the game. You know, that's that type of situation, man. The creator, the atmosphere, the energy of life, whatever it is, it doesn't like when you get too cocky, man, and it quickly will put you
Mm-mm.
back in your place. And that's what we saw last night with Cat. Yeah, like I was telling you, I tweeted out that even when he makes big shots, he's still just a big B out of me, man. I don't like his body language. I don't like how he carries himself. He's just a not likable dude, man. He's
He
really
needs to lift some weights, man. His posture ain't right.
his posture isn't right. I'm so sick of these refs allowing him to catch the ball and just take off running into people and throw
Yeah.
flying kicks and flying knees and act like this is basketball. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, this isn't combat sports, my man. Learn some skill, dude. Like, it's more to basketball than just being a big 7'2", 60 dude who can shoot threes and I can run over you and just bully you to the basket, man. You need to use your footwork. You know, maybe that's the problem.
Well, he has no footwork. He's not good
That's the
down low.
problem. He's very
Yeah.
goofy footed. Yeah, his feet are horrible, man. So last night, Memphis was able in a thriller to come back and take control of that series. They were
That's a great game, and it's a great series for fans. It's not fun to bet.
not at
Not
all.
fun to bet at all.
Dude, I'm through betting. I'm finished. I've been doing really well on MLB. We're gonna play our game tonight, but man, I'm gonna start pulling back. That's why we've only been doing one game a night. This NBA, man, is too much to it, man. Any professional sports bettor. That's why I commend my guy Spread so much, and I made sure that I defer to him on the NBA because, man, I don't like betting the NBA. Most professional bettors don't like the NBA. Out of all the sports, dude, I average probably 70% for sure in college football, over 70%, a little bit over 70% in college football. NFL regular season about 65 to 68%. You know, and then in the postseason, you know, I'm really good because I've got a chance to kind of soak up the storyline and see what's going on. College basketball about 70%. When I get to this NBA, man, it makes my numbers completely drop, dude. It's just too much politics, and it's almost where it's to the point like boxing is so controlled by the referees, man, that you don't really understand what kind of number you're going to get. It's no way that last night the Pelicans shouldn't have covered the second half. And they end up giving up like 9 points in the last 30 seconds of the game to end up, you know, blowing the second half cover. But
and the over. And if you bet the under, which was right play, you got hit there too. So that was a rough night, I thought, overall. And I don't think tonight's card is much better, but we're going to jump into it and we're going to break it down. Let's start with the game that we didn't bet on. Although, once again, I don't know how you take Chicago. No Zach LaVine tonight. No Alex Caruso tonight. I mean, we've talked about how much Caruso's meant to this team's defense. This team's going to go back to being
happened to the days of no matter what's going on, you could tape my leg on, tape my arm up, we're going to play, because I know for a fact that neither one of these injuries, just like the Jimmy Butler
LaVine's COVID. LaVine's at COVID, I think.
Okay, he's in COVID protocol. Okay,
I think, yeah.
So he obviously isn't vaccinated then, because I think they do let vaccinated players like play like after 1 day or something now.
I think he is. I think it.
I think they might not even test. Is that the NFL?
They only test at will, but if you come in super sick, you're going to get tested. So that's what happened. He got symptoms. I think he is, because he didn't. How you could tell is if they ever on what's it called, when they go under protocols and they didn't test positive because they're around someone. That's if you're not vaccinated. My guess is he is, but regardless, he's out tonight. I think Caruso means even more to this team because he was so good defensively. Now they're just going to be a one-way team. This Bucks team is going to have their way with them, but the Bucks did a good job. The line is 12.5. The line's 12.5. It's Bucks or pass for me, but I'm fine, dude. I love the slate tomorrow night, and we're going to have a great show tomorrow with 3 exciting games. Tonight is kind of great night to take out your wife. Great night to watch some baseball. I mean, these aren't good NBA games.
Right, they aren't. And if you're gonna bet anything, you got to go with the favorites at home, man. Anything, and we know how tricky the NBA is. One of these games might end up going all the way to the wire, and like, how the hell did this team stay with them? You know what I'm saying?
Right, like DeRozan could go for 40 plus tonight, and they cover. Right, Vukovic could 10 of 13 from the field or something. I mean, there's ways Chicago can cover. Otherwise, I would be betting it, but I don't know. I don't really like it.
Yeah, if I had to do anything, I'd probably still just lay with the favorites, man. Chicago hasn't shown any type of ability to play with the Bucks. What were the 2 games at home? What was the average victory? Like 20 points?
In Chicago? They were both 20-point wins.
They were both 40-point wins, right?
Yeah, I think they're both 20.
And the last game that the Milwaukee Bucks were at home
was game 2 that Chicago stole.
They lost to Chicago. They didn't look good, so I expect them to open up a big can on them today.
Yeah.
So if I leaned on the side on that, I would definitely lean toward the minus 12.5 on the Bucks. But we're going to stick to one game today. We're going to go with the ball and parlay. Our straight pick today with we're 1-1 for the week, correct? We're 1-1 for
because
the week.
We missed Miami last night, but
easy win with Dallas.
We got
job, but we're gonna count it as a
game. You tell me if Jimmy played that they don't win that thing by 15 plus. I mean,
we got jobbed on that one. You know, they didn't tell us. I don't understand still today, and that's why, as I said, it's my least favorite bet sports to bet is in the NBA. I complain the spread about this all the time. How do you guys do this dealing with these lineups and with how late they will let you know that these changes have occurred? That the NFL, you don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just such a
weak commissioner, man. It's a weak commissioner that lets the players run the league. And I know Adam Silver's done some good stuff because people have said, no, Adam Silver's done some good stuff, right? The playing tournament's great. but he just, I
He
mean, he's
allows
got
the
they
too
do
much. You
whatever they
have to have a
want.
little pushback. You got to have some
Yeah.
type of way where you have a little pushback where you just don't let, because you know these guys don't know what's best for everything. They might know what's best for some things, and you know, and that's where you got to have a checks and balance. And it's very lacking, as you see by the team LeBron, team Durant stuff. Like we said,
Oh,
hopefully
that's just so corny.
that's probably
So
over this year,
corny.
though, right?
It
They
better
probably
be
going.
Tatum. You can't not make the playoffs and then get swept in the first round and be the leader of the All-Star team.
They don't care. It's whoever their money cow is. So it'll be LeBron will be like 40 next year, and it'll still be Team LeBron probably against Team
Unbelievable.
Curry. It's just
Yeah.
it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But tonight we're gonna have to roll with the home team. We got to roll with the Warriors. What you think about that game, Spread?
Man, I mean, the Warriors they're just these front runners, right? And when they get this momentum, they start dancing around, dropping these
Yeah,
threes. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity for them tonight. They're so much better at home than on the road. They should have won game 4. We've already complained about that, so we won't talk about that one again. But that was basically they took Denver's best punch, and it was barely win. Denver has no chance of blowing them out, no chance of building a big lead. This is going to be a steamroller tonight. I really like Golden State here tonight. You know, I don't think it's going to be fun unless you really like the Warriors dancing around the court and you want to see Curry and everything, but I don't think it's going to be a close game. You know, we've talked before about Jokic not having the supporting cast around him, so it's not going to be fun, but let's get to the next round. And, you know, the Warriors are going to be going against either the Grizzlies or the Timberwolves, and I don't want to overreact too much. But hey, they look like, you know, they're going to be ready for the conference finals. People say, oh, don't overreact to the series. How could you not? You have two teams that are playing young. They're both blowing leads in the Memphis series. Neither of them looks know what's going on. The Warriors have firepower, and they have defensive ability to get these stops and go on these huge runs because they're not just this offensive team like the Bulls that can shoot. They can get those stops too. People want to run down Andrew Wiggins. That guy's locking down his man every night. He's like the 5th option on the team. Leave Andrew Wiggins alone. Yeah, you know, he didn't live up to his potential as the #1 pick, but as a 5th option, you're doing pretty good, man. I mean, this Warriors team is just too much. I mean, other than just like a terrible shooting performance by Curry or an injury mid-game or half the team gets scratched after we send this in, right?
Right.
And we hit
I don't see them doing that.
Yeah. No, I don't think so either. So
yeah, I don't think
love
Kerr
the Warriors tonight. Yeah,
me too.
This spot.
I think Kerr, those guys understand the moment, and the main thing about, like you said, as we approach the second round, you can pretty much shoot them. You can, you know, write them in for the next round. Now, if they do face the Grizzlies or the Timberwolves, they'll beat them 4-0. The Grizzlies may get one at home, maybe the first game, you know, at home, but after that, because the Warriors, they're hitting their stride at the right time of the season. You know, earlier in the season, they played really well at the beginning of the year. Then they had their little down period when Draymond got hurt. And as I told you guys, Draymond's getting a big check in this offseason because he showed just how important and how vital he is to everything that they do, both on the offensive and defensive end. Their offense looks so much more fluent when he's the one that's orchestrating things, you know. So I really like what the Warriors are doing. Like I say, shout out to Ski, man. Another great choice when he said that he liked them out the West. That's before the Book injury. But Booker may be back before the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, he'll be back before then.
Yeah, he may
be back for Game 7 if they have one.
I hope he's moving right. You know how these hamstring things work. You know, the more rest he gets on, the better. So we don't have a crystal ball to know how he's going to look. If he's himself, then that's going to be a very, very good series. We know about Chris Paul and Steph Curry's history in the playoffs against each other. Steph's kind of owned them, you know. It's made him look bad a couple times. So, and he's like,
I think the Mavericks match up pretty well. So this is interesting. I think Grizzlies match up pretty well with the Warriors. So we'll get into that more if that doesn't happen. I also think the Mavericks match up pretty well with the Suns because Luka seems to be that guy. He can just beat even the very best defense. Right, even if Mikal Bridges out there giving him hell, Luka could still drop 30. So he's
just off intelligence. He knows how he's not looking to do any. He can make the flashy play if he needs to, but his main thing is to get the efficient play. He's going if it's just a little, you know, a little push shot from 4 feet, or whether he's getting by you with the slowest old man move ever and getting the layup because you don't realize that Luka's 6'8". You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize how big he is. Like he's huge. So Yeah, Luka is a problem, man. That
I
series,
love him too, and you
yeah,
can tell his teammates like him. You'd think a guy that shoots that much they like him, but I remember last game he's sitting there calling for the ball. Right, guy gives him the ball. You think he's throwing a shot? No, he just jacks it right to the corner. Right,
yeah,
just moving along. He's like, wait,
yeah,
I need the ball, not to shoot because I see my teammate open.
yeah. I
It's an
got to
easy
get into
pass
the
for me, tough
offense.
pass for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
they're another team that's playing really, really well at the right time of the year, man. Dorian Finney-Smith has been so impressive to me. He's impressive. Jalen Brunson is impressive. Spencer Dinwiddie has been a great acquisition for them. He's came over and really gave them some depth. He gave them some little scoring and stuff that they needed from the bench. And like I said, we're seeing Jalen Brunson just become a household name once again because he already was in college. People kind of forgot about him. He became a forgotten man in Dallas, but he's really grown into himself. There's two of those guys from the Villanova championship team that were really major parts of that, them winning that title, are showing up this playoffs, and Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson, man. So be interesting to see. I like that Dallas team, man. So as you said, when they play Phoenix, now when I see them going 7, and Chris Paul is looking a little, I don't know, man. He's looking a little
he
low
messed
on
up with his
gas.
hand again. Did you see he taped it on the bench last time? He
Yeah,
got
he
his
looks a
finger
little
taped
low on
together.
gas, man. I think that the CP3's body catches. Did
I
you see
mean,
the
he is
interview?
37 years old.
Did you see the interview when they tried to compare Alvarado to him? He felt so disrespected. He got so mad he quickly set the reporter straight, like, no, I was never like him. Like, dude,
I
I
didn't
was a
see that.
double.
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
they asked me, like, what do you think about playing Alvarado? Does he remind you of yourself when you were a kid? He said, no, not in any type of way. And it was like, I mean, the hustle, but he said, I never bothered people like that and ran up down the court. Pretty much, he
Yeah.
said, like, I'm a Hall of Famer, dude. I was the #1 pick. Like, don't
Yeah, and
compare me to this guy.
yeah, he tried to act like he's this big success story, like he wasn't, highly recruited out of AAU.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
always,
Yeah,
he
he's
was
always
always
been that guy,
destined for it.
man. He's
Yeah.
always been. I heard about Chris Paul before he stepped foot on Wake Forest. It was a big story uh, going around about how his grandfather unfortunately was murdered at his store that he owned in their town in Winston-Salem.
Oh no, I
Yeah, a
didn't know
robber
that.
broke in the store, man. Just unnecessary violence, robbed the store and killed the older guy. And he scored the amount of points that his grandfather's age was that night. And I think it was like maybe like 70 points or something. And
Oh wow,
that's
I
when I
didn't know
first
that.
heard about Chris Paul, about doing that act right there.
Yeah.
He's been a baller his whole life, man. He's been on the wild. One of those guys that's a small guy, but a big heart, and Lionheart's plays bigger than his size. But he's got some problems coming up going against Dallas, especially if Booker is a shell of himself. So tonight, guys, we're going just with a straight bet. We're going with a Golden State -8.5. Last night, we had some people go off to Cancun, as we suggested. Atlanta went on and took their last trip to Miami. Just a quick story. I was thinking about that when we were speaking about that. Liv, we used to go all the time, early 2000s, all the time, Fountain Blue and go to Live and stuff. So, quick story. I got a common friend he's very close to Rashard. Me and Rashard know each other, but we aren't real tight. That used to Rashard Lewis that once played for Miami Heat with LeBron James. We got a common friend, so I'm in Miami with my common friend, and we go to Rashard Lewis's section in the club. We got our own section, but we go down and holler at him, stay down there with him. We got some girls and stuff. We stay down there probably like 30 minutes. So as we're walking out, Rashard goes to the back and goes to talk to LeBron. And I meet LeBron James in Live, and he had on, dude, we all like dressed to the T, got all this jewelry on and expensive stuff. LeBron's in there with like some Nike sweats, some flip-flops on and a t-shirt, man. And he kicked it with us for like 15, 20 minutes, man. And he's a real down-to-earth dude, man. And he made an impression on me why I've always, since that time, even though he does all this stuff that a lot of it I don't agree with for his own gain, I know, like dealing with the league. But as a person, man, he really impressed me as the type of person that he was. And I was just thinking about that when we was talking about Atlanta going to Miami and to Live for one last time last night before they dipped out and went to Cancun, man. We appreciate you guys tuning into the Wagering World. We're here Monday through Friday on SCOON TV. Please follow my guy, Spread ASTAIRE, at Spread ASTAIRE. Also, subscribe to his YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is 5 Star in Vegas Sports Investments. And also follow me on Twitter at 5 Star in Vegas. Spell out the 5. Best of luck to you all. Let's get them tonight, Warriors. Let's get back on track, man, after that little shady stuff that the book did last night, man, with the Heat and the injuries, man. We'll talk to you guys.